Today's session is going to be more about how can you improve the productivity of your office and workspace, whether it's your home workspace or your office workspace, in such a way that you can improve the productivity of the employees. Well, if you're self-employed, it is employing yourself, okay? So productivity of yourself and your employees is the primary focus in this episode. Hi, my name is Priya Sophia Jogi and I am an artist, entrepreneur and a coach. I help artists to sell their paintings and make some good money out of it. So we are looking at how you can use paintings to improve your productivity. So let's get into it. Now one is that the first thing is to improve your aesthetics. When you say improving aesthetics, the first point is to see what are the things around you. Are these things really necessary? Are these things really mandatory in your workspace? And how you have to arrange them so that they're more ergonomic in nature. That's first. Secondly, does it go with the brand that you stand for, the values that you stand for? So your company might be standing, the brand of your company might be standing for something else. Whereas in your case, you might be thinking whether I am really resonating with that, and that is the key here. When you are not resonating with that, definitely it's not creating a positive vibe, right? So for your employees, you have to make sure that they are resonating with what they need. Now, if you want a place to be more fun and filled with the place of creativity, inspiration, in creating inspiring thoughts, creating inspirational ideas to come out of these employees, then definitely you have to keep these things in mind before you really go ahead with telling, this is how the office is going to be laid out and this is how people are going to sit. Definitely aesthetics play an important role. Number two, people working in your company also need to understand that you are standing for a brand. Does not mean that it is interfering their personal space. So which means if you are thinking that it is a very focused space, if you put them into very stringent spaces, then definitely there is a lack of a natural source of light, right? So that's the second point where you say the natural source of light has to be definitely there, apart from whatever other spotlights or whatever the bulbs or tube lights or whatever you have at workplace or in your home office is being used. Okay, natural light creates a very different sense of energy within humans because we are all solar beings and we really need to be powered with nature's energy. Most of the corporates are usually in a closed ambience because aircon is switched on, the air conditioner is on, and because of that people do tend to have a very closed ambience. You can notice that people who are sitting closer to the natural light seem to be more freed up. They tend to think more freely, and most of the time it is given to the seniors of the office. That's the idea, right? So if you can really notice those changes that has brought into your office, you can really make sure that every employee in your office gets that feel of nature and natural light. The more they are exposed to natural light, the more productive people turn out to be. The third point is that you have to make sure that the furnitures that are around are really ergonomic. There have been studies that show that those furnitures what you use at workplace are usually very not very curvy, very rigid, like your desk space, which is like square, and the one that comes on the top, like your barriers. If you might use barriers in your offices, they are also like squares. They're not very round shaped. Most of the time, people tend to be in very sharp edge spaces. Even our houses where we have our roof, our walls, everything is like having a lot of sharp edges. So as much as possible, try to be in space where you are having more round edges. And if it is not possible, well, try to spend more time around trees, or the nature is usually rounded. You have never seen anything which is very squarish or triangular or whatever. But so our energies are also very closely related to these natural energies, and you tend to be more attracted and more at peace, at ease with this kind of structure. So the ergonomic of your office starts from your furniture, and in this space your paintings can play a very important role. Having oil paintings itself is a very good thing, because oil paintings itself create a sense of curiosity and thought-provoking this thing, if you have something which is more abstract, for example. I know many of you are not a fan of abstract. Some of you might be like, wow, I love them because it is very thought-provoking. If you look at those paintings, they have those curiosity elements, and if you can place some of them in your workspaces, then people tend to, when they are just taking a break from their work, they don't really have to go away for for a long time, but they can have a look at paintings that are around and start thinking about, getting curious about what it is all about, and then immediately get back to work within a few minutes. And this will help you reduce the employees spending more time outside, but still have that freeing up of their mind as well. Okay, so you can use it in your home space as well. We also tend to be very focused in our house onto any work if we are working from home these days. Then suddenly you realize your head is all aching, you have all these you feel of stress, nobody's around to stress you, but if you can create an ambience that is more freeing up, then that's good. Which brings to my next point, which is colors. Definitely having the colors which are more conducive to your eyes is very important. Like I said last time, when I had these sharp lights come through these, these spotlights and all, I didn't realize it was because of that unless I just took a break, went outside, sat under the tree and took a break from work. I was just sitting on with my laptop on under the tree, and I realized it was more refreshing, and that gave me a thought that it's not really the work that's stressing us, it's mostly the light and the ambience that's creating more stress than the work itself. So creating an ambience and the colors that you are with, mostly the earth tones, give you a peace of mind, and just a tint of what is more vibrant can bring in vibrancy in the office. So look at the places where you are. If you're in places where you're with children, let's say you're in a preschool or primary, you might want to create it more colorful for the students in your school, right? So you have to see where you are and choose paintings accordingly. Now that brings to the next point, which is using these things more effectively. And what I mean by using these things effectively is that, see, paintings may be placed based on aesthetics and for interiors in many places. I've seen these big corporates having huge paintings in the at the reception, but when you go inside, it's not really so. But people who have thought about their employees have done or taken the step to bring that all the way to the employee's desk. So giving the freedom to the employees to personalize their space is very key. So having a personalized space, which means, let's say if your space has to be in a certain way, you cannot go and ask your management to change things for you, right? So which means you can give the you can actually if you're given permission, then you can actually use your workspace to be decorated in such a way that it is more personal and you connect with it more in an energetic way. You can have things which will make you aligned and focused. Okay, so that's one way. And if you are the you're the person who is employing, definitely keep these things in mind so that your employees are getting the best benefit and are able to produce the best thing that they can do for you. Okay, and while I said all these things, you might be confused as to what is this paintings all about and why should those things be put in the right place. Well, it's not just about the paintings. The paintings generally have some sort of an energy that is created by the artists themselves. I'm not talking about prints. These days many of us get the print and just put it there. I'm not talking about those. The original art of an artist is done with their soul and energy. You may not realize it unless you really get an original piece, and when you see it, you will know it is a connection between you and the artist that goes on there, and the energy of the artist when they're producing the product. And when you bring that energy into your space, it is actually enhancing your space to give you that vibe. And if you are confused as to which one to place where, well, I provide a consulting service where you can contact me and I will give you some suggestions based on what paintings need to go where. And these are all based on Feng Shui principles of what sort of colors and what sort of energy and what sort of vibration need to be there in which segment of your workspace. So using it more effectively so that you can improve your productivity, using it effectively so that you can improve your employees' productivity is going to save you a lot in long term. So definitely investing in oil painting, definitely these oil paintings on a long run are going to increase in value. They're not going to be like, you buy some prints and they're going to lose their value after some time. But if you're getting original paintings, then their value of that is going to, it's more like an investment, and it's going to increase. So that's one advantage. Another thing is that you're really bringing that vibrant environment for your employees. Yeah. So I hope this episode was so helpful for you, and I hope you start building your space accordingly. And Tuesday, I'm coming up with a live session from 1 p.m. to 1:15 p.m. Indian Standard Time, where I'm helping you create your vision board in a more creative way, and it will help you think out of the box and create your own vision board. It's going to be very personalized, and nobody will really understand what you're trying to say there. It's just for you, but still you can put it in front of you so that it'll keep you motivated. Yeah, if you like this idea, please join me live on Tuesday and I'll see you there. See ya. Bye bye.